Hello and welcome to Tim and Joel Call It in the Singh, America's #1 Satnam Singh fan podcast. How are you doing, Joel?
I am ready to sing along with everyone here. I think we're all excited to sing the praises of our new friend Satnam. And my goodness, I look entirely different and I feel completely strange. I apologize for the lights. I apologize for everything right now because I am in a completely different spot this week.
Yeah.
I'm remote, Tim. I'm remote, and I definitely
on
need
location.
some lights.
On location.
Yeah, not really. The only location I'm on is a basement.
Where would on location be this Sunday, April 17th, for pro wrestling? Anyway, what's the haps? Where's going down?
Because of the street fight, the Texas death match, I should say. And because of the crown of barbed wire and the implications of such, I feel like the only place I should be is at Adam Cole's house, baby.
To like give him a talking to, or like
no, because it's Easter. He is something. I'm Jewish. I don't know any better.
Is he Jesus? He ain't Jesus.
I don't know. He's got the hair.
On site, he does. Well, for now, he's got the hair. Poor man. I feel your pain.
I feel your pain. They didn't make him cut it when he showed up in AEW, so it must be okay, right?
Yeah. Anyway, maybe it's just by virtue of him wetting it so very much beforehand. But seeing a little bald spot, seeing it.
We'll see. Oh, look! You are just taking shots at Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Join us, Adam Cole, baby.
It's okay. Well, maybe Adam Cole would like to join our Discord, like you would like to join our Discord. There's a link in the description of the YouTube video. All the ones we do on Fightful Overbooked, there is a Discord link. Come and join us. And you can also join us by dropping your super chats and your thumbs up. But first, the thumbs up. Do the thumbs up thing while you're here hanging out with us. Leave us a comment. If you're in the chat, welcome. It's good to see you. You can subscribe to us here at Fightful Overbooked, where we're posting content daily. And also the super chat thing. Remember, you can go over on the bottom of the chat screen. There's a little $sign gimmick. You press the $sign gimmick. You can donate some money to support Fightful Overbooked, where we will read your question or comment on the air. We'll hang out with y'all, and that's how we do the show. We talk about wrestling. We have cookies in the Discord, apparently, according to Mod Mike. So if there are cookies in the Discord, I will be there. Tim, what kind of cookies are you looking forward to in our Discord?
I don't know. I'm concerned. I don't know what virtual. I only know one version of virtual cookies. I mean, if you access it through the browser, I guess we have cookies in the Discord. So,
and you have to accept them all.
No, you can. Anyway,
we got to talk about wrestling, don't we?
I guess. Yeah, I watched most of it.
What did you watch? What sticks out in your mind? Where do you want to start? There's so much after the last 48 hours.
I rejoined the fray and watched NXT this week. So I watched that. That was good. Yeah.
Did you enjoy that tag team main event? Did you see Pretty Deadly as the winners of the tag team championships?
I can't say I'm super duper surprised. Like, you think it's going to be the Creeds, but when they had them starting at 1, I was like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, that kind of planted it for me. And you know what? If they got to chase Pretty Deadly now for those tag titles, I guess they're making sense of a story. But again, they're falling into it. And then meanwhile, you and we let go of Rick Steiner, and I decided to put a very hot ring on my pinky finger. And
great acting on your part, by the way.
Thank you. I've been working on those things. I hope you're watching, Joe Gacy, because I'm going to get your job one day.
I've been meaning to talk to you as your side part.
Please don't say side piece. Please don't say side piece.
Your own kind of ethos is not very internally consistent.
Explain yourself, please. I want to hear.
You said that Rick Steiner took his beating like a man, which is confusing to what you've been saying. And now it seems you're anti-cancel culture. Did I miss a promo?
I feel like I was always anti-cancel culture.
I thought he was super duper woke. I don't know what his character is.
I don't know. I don't know either. We just kind of waver here on the NXT.
Anyway, this is what I want more out of wrestling is incoherent narratives. They're very funny to me, and I enjoy them a lot more.
plenty of those if you're watching WWE. Hell,
But it's got to be in a fun, dumb way. Like the fact that the cult leader doesn't even understand what his own shit is. Like, I like that. That I like.
Maybe that's why Bray Wyatt, the cult leader, failed as a character. Because he knew too much of what he was doing, and he was too on the nose of what his game plan was.
Oh, man, there are a bunch of reasons why that didn't work. He's so good. It could have been great. It could have been the best faction in WWE history, and they threw it all away. Matt Hardy didn't help.
It's true.
My opinion.
Tag champions. Good time.
Didn't love that.
Oh man. So we saw the Joe Gacy thing. We saw the NXT title, tag team titles change hand, and then we saw like the other championships just get messed with in the finishes, which was absolutely dumb and ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of people complaining about water guns, which is like, I mean, I don't know. Just believe that they're full of piss, and you're good.
I think they're full of urine. They're always full of urine. If you see a super soaker, assume it's full of urine. I don't know how many times I can tell you people that.
And I mean, they're athletes. They are well hydrated. It's not like it's going to be bright fluorescent yellow. They're not pounding Cheetos and sucking back Mountain Dew all day.
That's right. They're not the fans in the stands. They're the athletes. They're the ones doing the job.
They got some clear, clean urine that you can quickly throw in there. It's still got a little smell to it. They're probably eating a lot of asparagus.
Oh, you think so? The catering has a lot of that?
I would. Asparagus is great. Tastes delicious. Cooked right. It's awesome. Don't buy that canned shit, you psychos. Don't eat
that. Coming out of NXT, I had to send you this, and I sent you the LA Knight promo from SmackDown. There was a dark match promo. LA Knight is now a manager, and he has Knight model management. And I'm sure people who are here in the chat saw this. The promo was phenomenal. He brings out his first client, Mace, from Mason T-Bar, from Retribution. For Dio Madden, for those of you who haven't watched since Retribution or before it.
His name is Dio Madden? I hope they give it back.
That was his gimmick name.
I hope they give it back to him. That's a perfect model name. My God.
Supposedly his name is actually Face now instead of Mace.
Oh dear.
But taking away from the name, listen, the names have been problematic.
Enough name discourse. I don't care.
You're done with the names. No, but the promo from LA Knight was fantastic. Bringing out Mace in this brand new look. Bringing him out looking like a male model. He looks great. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I don't have high expectations. I'm not going to be like, Mace is going to win the championship. But like, it was entertaining as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really good. Like, people were really upset when they saw LA Knight as a manager as well on my feed. And it's just like, no, that makes sense to me. He can still wrestle. Doesn't mean he's never going to wrestle. But here's the thing. I don't think LA Knight's ever going for championships. He's like not a super young man, but he's a damn good talker. He looks great. And he's going to like elongate his career doing stuff like this. So no, it's fine. This sounds great. And Mace is an excellent pairing. Hopefully they don't name him Face.
He's pushing 40. Yeah.
So it is what it is. It's fine.
But I really enjoyed that promo. SmackDown itself was just a lot of rehashing of stuff as expected. That's kind of where we are now, I guess.
Drew Gulak getting buried, right? Like
dude, I loved it though.
Under.
I loved watching Drew Gulak get that announcing gig. Listen, if you're on TV, I think you're doing okay. And if they're going to put him on TV and give him this, I'm an interviewer now through thread, I get it. Like, he's a wrestler. He's a great wrestler. He had a great match with Bryan Danielson. It was a wonderful match. Yeah, I get that. But he was never that guy. He was never made to be that guy.
Yeah, I think he's fine in this role. Like, he doesn't super duper stand out to me. Like, fine. And
he was entertaining as the interviewer.
Yes. Yeah. That was good. Charlotte looked great in that. We didn't have to listen to Ronda. It was good.
I know there was no librarian this week.
I know. What you gonna do?
Bad.
She's probably tending to the chickens or whatever.
She's probably at home macking on her baby on the bus or whatever she said after the Rumble. I got nothing there.
Seems wrong.
Well, I gotta actually bring up my SmackDown notes now because we've, I guess, walked into it. What else was big on SmackDown?
Were we done with NXT?
I mean,
oh my God, Butch! Holy hell, that was a thing of beauty.
Amazing. Come on, if you're gonna listen again, you're taking chicken salad. That's the best way to do it. You're making chicken salad.
Like, that's the thing. Everyone's all concerned about Pete Dunne's booking. Like, I don't know. He's doing pretty good as like a ludicrous, violent child. I love it. It's very interesting. And like, what was Pete Dunne? He wore a weird bear pelt. My God. Bear pelt to the ring and did the stupid finger snappies. He can still do your stupid finger snappies.
And you're forgetting something very important that he used to do.
Be silent.
He'd shrug.
Oh, he shrugged.
He shrugged.
Oh, this is better, I think.
I do too.
I got no problem with this. I like this stable now. I'm really into this stable now. I like the three of them. They're funny.
And I think this Butch thing actually added some extra color to it. I think it's ridiculous that he's like this ravenous kid, and they're just like, "You lost Butch. He's not a pair of car keys," and it's
like
hilarious.
A 30-something-year-old man. It's hilarious. And like, exactly. And here's the thing. He did the physical thing so perfectly. Like, he took like an idea that could have fallen flat. This could be absolute garbage. And like, he's making the most of it. Like, he is really taking the reins on this shot. Like, that is a gifable moment that ain't going nowhere. So
exactly. Speaking of gifable moments, Madcap Moss shows his ass, literally. And he's just like, "Hey, Los Lotharios, take a picture of this on your kiss cam." And I'm like, "Hey,
yeah, I was a little
Madcap Moss."
I was a little more bored about this. I'm glad that they're, transitioning Madcap into something. Hopefully they give him a name that isn't just Madcap Moss. Keep the suspenders though. I like the look. I feel like there's a lot of formulaic things that are put into the WWE programs that we cycle through. Like, you do it once a year or you do it once a month. Like, there's a few different repeating themes, and the Los Lotharios, the way that they've become that tag team where you can drag out something, right? And they do that so much, where it's just like, okay, we got a tag team, let's make it 3 matches now. Like,
yeah,
so he'll do that.
You do the 2-on-1, then you do the 1-on-1, then you do another 1-on-1.
Yeah. It's just,
and then maybe Madcap Moss gets a friend, and then they do a 2-on-2. Yeah. And then Happy Corbin's going to get involved, and it's going to be Corbin and Los Lotharios versus Madcap Moss and his 2 friends. And his 2 friends are going to be what? It's going to be a New Day? Like,
yeah. I don't know.
The way that they get there is always ridiculous and redundant. But in this case, we're building Madcap Moss, future Intercontinental Champion Madcap Moss. In 2022, Andrew the Giant Battle Royal winner Madcap Moss, and Breakdance World Champion Madcap Moss. And I'm not going to put up the image because I have respect for the man.
Good. He's earned it now.
I think so. I think he's come a long way. I think people are finally starting to see what I see in Madcap Moss, and it's finally time for people to show respect to Madcap Moss. Damn it.
He's unbreakable, which is what, again, Vince McMahon sees in Madcap Moss.
Unbreakable Madcap Moss. That should be his new gimmick, because Ricochet is now what do they call him? Not perfect. They called him.
Yeah, there's so many. They threw a lot of adjectives up there because they're clearly pushing Ricochet. Holy crap! Like, the commentary was heavy-handed in their praise.
Yeah, they really were, and I'm trying to remember what they said.
They tip their hat when they're about to start doing something with someone. They have an idea for Ricochet. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, they do.
Took a long time, but they got one.
Flawless. The flawless Ricochet.
Yeah. I think it was Kayla in the back was just like, people call you flawless, and I was like, since when?
They called Michelle McCool and Layla flawless. That was a Divas thing. Yeah. Now it's going to be Ricochet's flawless. I need him to walk around and just be like, flawless. And that's his new gimmick. Flawless. And of course, he explains it away as being like, I make it look easy because it's hard and it's flawless looking.
He does make it look easy. Shout out, great crossbody every time. So good.
It's true. Gets the win with the moonsault too. Who wins with the moonsault anymore?
I don't know. This guy.
Former WWE champion Jinder Mahal loses a match to this guy.
Thought?
How can we do this? What are we doing?
Someone's got to lose.
I guess. Could have been Shanky.
It could have been Shanky. When was the last time Shanky got in the ring?
that's probably that Battle Royal. And then Naomi versus Rhea Ripley was a fun match. I enjoyed it from SmackDown.
Out of nowhere, just randomly being very good. Shout out Naomi for another beautiful crossbody. I'm getting them. I got 2 this week.
Yeah, that's right. That clothesline from Rhea Ripley to Naomi on the outside. Whew, that looked like it hurt.
Woof. Slow-mo.
Yeah,
very funny.
It's good to watch people hurt like that after a while. But don't hurt here. Just leave us a thumbs up. That'll help. You won't hurt if you leave us a thumbs up. What about Raw?
So,
what happened on Raw? What do you want to talk? Okay, go ahead. You were going to say something.
Hold on. So Liv just wants Rhea now? Is that the gimmick?
Buddy, I don't know what's going on.
She's making goo-goo eyes, literally like goo-goo eyes out of the entire match. It's weird.
The stands say they're dating.
Also, they're both faces. They're both face teams. What the hell is happening?
Well, one's going to turn on the other when they drop those tag titles. And then we're off to the races.
Odd program with a randomly tremendous match. Like, just, I don't know. First week back after COVID protocol, I guess, for her. It's just bam.
CDC says 5 days. CDC says 5 days. Let's just say she came into contact, tested negative on, let's say it was Sunday that she thought, or that's, again, we're assuming Monday was day 1, but no, it could have been Monday was day 4.
Yeah.
Assuming that that's what it was with Rhea. You can assume protocol is what it is.
Killed it though. So good.
Yeah, it was a good time. I quite enjoyed the match, and SmackDown was big time repetitive. I mean, shit, we're totally burying the lead. Unifying the tag titles is back on the map, and the RK Bro segment to open the show was actually a lot of fun. Randy Orton was really on the shit. I was entertained.
Randy's excellent. Yeah, killing it.
Yeah,
into it.
I mean, they come out. They're doing their thing. I was going to say they're spitting, but let's face it, I'm an old white guy. And then you had the Usos come out, and they absolutely match. And Randy Orton just like, this is who I am. I've been doing it for 20 years, winning titles, retaining titles. I'm the man, blah, blah, blah. And you want your championship unification match? Well, then we're going to do it. And I like it. I like that they are going to do this match. I don't love the unification of the tag titles. How do you feel?
I don't care. I don't care if they unify the tag titles. I'm excited for the match. I think the promos have been great. I think Randy seems very reinvigorated. Like he's doing some cool stuff lately. Dig it.
I assume, again, like we do every single time this is a major tag title match, that RK Bro loses. The Usos are going to unify those tag titles, and then RK Bro breaks up.
Which is, now then you're gonna go back to evil Randy Orton, which I've seen enough of at this point. They did the stupid show, like
Evil Riddle.
It's not happening.
I tried.
Yeah, it's not happening. The alternative is, the Usos lose, ends up being the dissolution of the Bloodline. They're not doing that, but
no. And you know what they would do instead is not dissolution of the Bloodline, but Roman Reigns just being really upset and beating up both of his cousins.
Yeah,
or making the brothers face each other.
Usoff.
But then it turns out that they bring in Solo Sikoa, and Solo beats the shit out of both Uso brothers, bring them into line, and now, no, it's probably not that.
That sounds excellent. Let's do that.
Yeah, we think of a lot of things that they don't want to do, so whatever. Because then the question is, what do you do next? And
they did start talking on NXT. They started talking about the Bloodline with Solo. So
they did, but then Solo started saying, "I
want to go alone." Yeah, I know. Maybe it's just for that.
That's fine. I don't mind it like that. I'd rather they keep them apart to eventually bring them together further down the line.
I don't need to hear the guy named Solo constantly have them talk about how he went it solo. I find that
he's gone solo for us.
Yeah, like it's just like, oh, I did everything by myself. Was on the streets by myself. I was like, you went on the streets? Like, father's like a very famous, probably pretty well-to-do guy. Like,
yeah, just go with it.
Talk about like I don't understand.
What's okay? So that was, and then Riddle and Jimmy had a match on SmackDown, and it was good, as it would have been, and it ended because the Riddle won. Actually, Riddle won with a really good RKO out of nowhere.
Big old pop-up RKO out of nowhere.
I quite enjoyed that. I almost forgot that, and it was a good match, so it's worth talking about. Good stuff. Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about Raw real quick, because the most important stuff that happened, Miz TV, to get to that Cody Rhodes match.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I'm just gonna say
I saw the finish of the show, and that's it.
So Miz TV, they did a whole thing with Cody. First of all, the Cody Vader is gone, at least for now, because of what happened the week before with his head being.
Yeah, I heard a positively enormous amount of pyro was used.
Yes,
and I wanted to see that. I might go back just to see that.
They did his intro twice in 1 hour, so that makes it even better. Because they did it for Miz TV, and then they announced the match was going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern, so an hour into the show, into Raw. Yeah, it was that good. So Miz TV opens, and actually what they do was really, I like the way that they set this up. Cody being the guy who just came back to WWE and saying all the banned words, right? So he's saying wrestler, he's saying belt, he's saying all the things that Vince would normally correct you on. And Miz is playing the voice of Vince McMahon and being like, a belt is what you use to hold up your pants, or we call them superstars, we call them sports entertainers. And it was really, I liked it. And people were just like, man, this is groan inducing, but this was perfect.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. I actually read that. I saw that bit. Yeah. Yeah. Like, so I don't know. That sounds excellent. Was the match good? Miz versus Cody?
Yes, it was. It was as good as a Miz match is going to be. Miz is always, again, a safe worker, and that's not a bad thing. He's a great match to have on Monday Night Raw as your like first big non-pay-per-view feud match, coming back. And then Seth Rollins comes out. Seth Rollins is like, we're not done yet. So they're going to do another match at WrestleMania Backlash. Again, I get it. They're going to probably do a third at Hell in a Cell because Hell in a Cell is in June. And they'll do that one in Hell in a Cell. And if I had to guess, the SmackDown Women's Championship will also go into Hell in a Cell for Charlotte and Ronda.
Man, WrestleMania is kind of pointless, eh?
WrestleMania Backlash, WrestleMania Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. And like the Backlash thing, is it just like, was Vince just like, do they know that like Backlash for WrestleMania? Are they getting that? Maybe we should make it clearer.
It's an SEO grab. It's an SEO grab. You work in that world.
Exactly.
You get it.
But it's so dumb. Like, and I don't like, why are we doing this match? I don't care. It was a good match. It's not going to get better. Like, it's going to be a worse match at Backlash. Probably a very bad Hell in a Cell match because most of them are nowadays. So
they got to give us a little bit more. They got to give us a reason that they're fighting. That's not just welcome back to the big leagues and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about that. Don't need to see that more.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to talk about Natalya because Natty was all over
up everywhere.
NXT and SmackDown.
Yeah, her and fellow legend Shayna Baszler.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm actually surprised that Shayna didn't show up with her on NXT, considering Shayna's from NXT. She had a big upbringing there.
Exactly. Like she could have gone in and been like, man, things have really gone downhill. Like, that type of thing. Like,
Cora Jade comes out and she's all, it was actually a good promo. I like that she was
lasted for this segment was so long.
The segment dragged. Cora Jade coming out and being like, I need this title. I want this title. But unfortunately, what I don't like when they bring on Natalya is that they're turning Cora Jade into Bayley's NXT character. The not the hugger, but the person who was like obsessed with WWE wrestlers when they were growing up. And Cora, they're doing the same thing with Cora. I wrote in my notebook every single night I was going to be a WWE superstar. I loved this one and this one and this one, and Natty is my favorite. And they're doing it again. Like it's not a great gimmick, but they're bringing it back for Cora.
I think WWE's just figured out they don't need to come up with new stuff. Like that. This is what I'm saying. They are slotting in previously used kind of approved ideas and just recycling them over time as a large chunk of their fans age out of the content. Right? They don't need to come up with new ideas if you have children as your target audience. It's the same thing as like medieval times or something. You throw up the same show. No one cares. Like, and
also kids can relate to that particular story we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. You can think of how many times you as a kid were like, I want to be this when I grow up. I want to be that when I grow up. And there are certain kids who are like, I want to be WWE superstar. I want to be a wrestler when I grow up. And this is a gimmick where they're like, I can be that. The relatability is there. And therefore, I want to be such a bigger fan. That's not for us. That's going to be for the kids as they grow up. But it's just, I don't love it. And I wish that they would kind of move away from that trope being for like every other wrestler, because it was just like all the UK stars. Remember all the UK stars? It was always the same, or the cruiserweights. It was always the same. I trained hard. I was poor. I lived in my car. I love this business. And it's like, eventually you got to stop loving this business and start surviving.
Just being of this business and like competition and things like that. And now, I don't know, it feels like half of the NXT roster is getting dead dad stories, which like may be true, but like it's a bit like, I don't need to, like, I think it's been 3 guys in like the span of 6 months.
Don't know why they did that to Cameron Grimes.
It's unnecessary. He had a character, a well-developed character, and was over. You don't need to start adding that crap. You can just, he just said, I want to get serious now. Like, I've been here for time. Like,
and it's not a dimension that it doesn't add any layers to the character. All you did was say, oh, my dad died. Feel bad for me. Now I need a title. People were already cheering you. People were already for your victory.
Yeah, it shows a real like strange perspective on who's over, etc. Not like that Florida audience is giving them any sort of useful feedback, though.
We can pivot to very quickly everyone's favorite Ezekiel Elias back to Raw, and then we'll talk about AEW, we'll talk about Tony Khan and the new announcement, blah blah blah. But Ezekiel Elias, first of all, Tommaso Ciampa is being interviewed in the back, and they do this whole thing where Ezekiel Elias shows up, and Ciampa says, "I think that's Ezekiel," and KO's playing this whole like, you were all stupid except for me.
Yeah.
Are you all crazy? Am I the only one who sees this? I think it's perfect. Again, Ezekiel Elias is just the best gimmick available to us right now.
Yeah. I love it. I love all of that. Like, I think it's hilarious. So keep it up. Keep it up. Weird. Also, is Robert Stone now just Mr. Stone?
Apparently, and also
why?
And Joaquin Wilde is now Toro del Cruz, which isn't a bad name, by the way. I kind of like it.
That's fine. But also Joaquin Wilde was fine, but whatever. That one I don't really care. It's more of a lateral shift, but Mr. Stone seems pointlessly arbitrary. But
Mr.
Stone. Yeah.
That's really why they did it. They wanted to adopt a British accent and start becoming the William Regal of NXT. You heard it here first.
Terrible.
Him and Van Wagner.
Van Wagner chucking jacket time around. Who's this woman? I don't know this. I missed this. Who's this woman?
Sophia Cromwell. I don't actually know.
Sophia Cromwell? Is she good? Are we really getting Robert Stone towards William Regal? That's a pretty British sounding name.
Mr. F. It's just Arrested Development.
Yeah.
All right. It was Wednesday. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about AEW. Punk versus Penta Oscuro opens the show. Again, good match. A little bit of a mess, but Penta is, if nothing else, a little bit messy at times.
And it's fun that way. It's not like it. It's
a
good time. We'll get another. I guess this is what we're doing now. We're just getting Punk v Random for the next few months. Yeah,
you got to pad his record without putting it on Dark and Elevation.
Because he's too big for that.
Punk ain't working Tuesdays. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't either.
So it was a good match again. And you know what? You give him the high profile victories and you build them faster.
Yeah.
I don't know if you count Dustin Rhodes as a high profile victory, but here we are. I guess they take Dustin Rhodes as a high profile competitor.
They treat him that way. He's not. There's no evidence to him being a high profile competitor, but they treat him like he is. He's
a veteran, Tim. Respect your veterans.
He is a veteran. As a gimmick character.
Fair.
Yeah. He was a good tag team. Good tag team wrestler. Great tag team wrestler.
That's true. And speaking of tag teams, they went into immediately the tag title match between Lucha Boy and Jungle Saurus. Lucha Boy and Jungle Saurus.
Close enough.
I haven't slept in days.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel about this tag team. It's Lucha Boy, Jungle Saurus. It's all good. I don't know.
Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus defend their tag titles against Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish, of course, they wanted to get him in and out of the ring before the Denny's Senior Slam deal ends. And I understand that. And of course, Lucha Boy and Jungle Saurus. I'm just going to keep calling them that. Lucha Boy and Jungle Saurus retain their tag titles. Did you think we were going to see a change in titles here?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
The match didn't even feel special to me. Like I don't know. It just happened.
I mean, what about Adam Cole, baby? He could have been the new AEW World Champion at the end of the week, and it could have been
either.
a big Red Dragon Adam Cole moment in the middle of the ring, right? No? Oh, I tried.
It's not the focus. No, it's not the focus because Tony Khan's got, he only pays attention to like one thing at a time, and he goes right back. And right now it's Mr. Tallman. So I don't know.
We're going to talk a lot about Satnam Tallman Singh. ROH and AAA Tag Champions FTR come out, and it looks like it's them and Red Dragon next, which I'm looking forward to because those 4 men will.
That sounds excellent. That one I'm excited for.
Yeah, especially because Red Dragon had the ROH background. So as we start to tell more Ring of Honor stories in AEW and get I don't know if AEW has many casual fans, but let's assume they do. Fans who are not accustomed to Ring of Honor lore or Ring of Honor history, this is a great way to introduce them to some of the people who came up through Ring of Honor and made their stake their claim to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, as I start to understand some of these slowly.
Which is great. And again, that's what it's there for. A good announced team tells you the story during the match, or at least during the show, that gets you invested in the characters.
Yes.
MJF versus the Captain Sean Dean. Sean Dean
same
wins.
Thing again.
They do the same thing with Wardlow. This time it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, it was funny with him having stolen the shirt and waiting in the ground. They changed it up a little bit at least. Those signs are ugly as hell to look at. I wish they didn't put them on the hard cam.
This seems to be MJF's thing, where he makes like the most ugly signs in a major feud and just puts them around the ring. Remember when it was him and Mox, and he was doing the whole
presidential thing or whatever, or his campaign to be title.
Ugly as sin, but it worked, so I get it. Either way, MJF Wardlow is going to happen. I do like that MJF tried to bribe Bryce Remsburg not to count to 10 and count him out of the match, and Remsburg is just like, 10, never mind. 10. We're done. I thought Remsburg was then going to like hightail it through the crowd out of the ring, but he's not afraid of MJF. I get it.
No. And why should
Would you be afraid of him? I don't know. He's a big guy.
He wears lifts. I don't think he's a big guy.
Shots fired. My God, you're attacking MJF.
Just repeating what I heard.
From whom? I don't care.
The people. It doesn't matter.
The people. Sean Dean. If Sean Dean is now beating all members of the Pinnacle, does this mean this means that Sean Dean should have had a match at Battle of the Belts against the winner of the AEW World Championship match, in my opinion.
I think that's a great shout. He's also killing it on social. He's funny as hell in his back and forth with MJF this week. Like,
absolutely. And you know what? I'm fine with it. I like seeing Sean Dean at least get. It's a little bit of a comedy shine, but at the same time, you can play around with it. It could become something. It could become nothing. But for the moment, it's entertaining, and that's kind of what I want. I'm entertained. I don't know how entertained I was watching Jericho Appreciation Society versus Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. Match doesn't really stick out to me much. Tell me.
Fine. Yeah, it didn't stick out. They got the little pre-roll before Judas now, which I think is something.
Oh, golden. Perfect.
Yeah.
They're ripping off 1990s WWF.
Yeah.
Because it was the old for over 50 years, the outstanding force in sports entertainment. Perfect. They use that. Yeah. I think is great.
So I think that's great. I think Jericho not being on Rampage commentary is all around a good thing. So let's keep that going. Let's just keep the Jericho appreciation. I like it. The match was fine. I wasn't super duper excited. It was good.
The pre-match or pre-show, whatever the hell happened before the show on the airstrip, that was cute.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like that.
And then they stole his shoes. Who steals shoes?
Where are your shoes? Like,
where are your shoes? And of course, they come out, they're not wearing shoes. It's perfect. Little things like that I do like. But the match itself, it's fine. Nothing really
it's fine.
Incredible.
It's not chucking a TV good, but we got our moment.
And then they got to 9:15. So of course, the women's match. Marina Shafir makes her Dynamite debut and takes on Sky Blue. And there was a lot of conversation about whether this match was good, bad, awful.
It wasn't long, was it?
It wasn't long, and it felt like they spent more time focusing on the baddie section than they did the match itself.
Yeah, I didn't pay a ton of attention. I did hear the word baddie section 1,000 times, and like cutting to Jade Cargill, like they were clearly just setting up that match, and Sky Blue was there. Like,
and they also had Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan in the baddie section. So there's some
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so there's some sort of thing they're starting to build, which is great. The match itself between Shafir and Blue really felt like a vehicle just to get us to Shafir and
They do that a
and
lot.
Cargill.
Like they'll throw up this women's match, and it's like a vehicle to get to another match. Like if they don't have something that week, they'll just do that.
Yeah, and it was fine. There was a spot towards the finish where it felt like it was more MMA rolling around than it was a wrestling match. I think people were looking for a much cleaner, more cohesive match between these two than what they got, which, Shafir comes from a background in MMA. Maybe I'm explaining it away, but to me, it didn't feel so bad watching them kind of wrestle around on the mat instead of do a bunch of spots that look like they're doing spots.
It's fine.
Yeah, match happened. Match was what it was. Wasn't my favorite, but again, we knew why they were doing the match. We knew what they were trying to get to.
It's fine. Like they're building Marina, and I think they packaged her pretty well. So, well, I say that, but I feel like the wrestlers just do their own thing in AEW. So
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
It does work, however, when you leave a thumbs up on this video and you donate a super chat to every question or statement read on the air. Let's move on. FTW champion Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs take on Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Great tag match. So much fun to watch.
That moonsault, obvious moonsault. Off Keith Lee's chest. Good stuff.
Yes.
It's good. Yeah, like, the build for this has been interesting. It's had its ups and downs. I thought the wall spot was kind of meh the week before, but like this really was a great payoff. Like I loved this match. I thought like everything came together really well. Strickland and Keith Lee together are like a lot of chemistry. I don't know.
There is. I'm kind of waiting on. I mean, I think most people are waiting on the Keith Lee versus Powerhouse Hobbs singles match. Yeah. When do you do that? Because there's a lot of clamor for this.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it feels pay-per-view worthy, but like they do them so rarely, right? So I don't know what to do here. I'm glad that Hobbs got the win. Like that, I really appreciated. So,
I mean, they're going to be back in Texas soon enough. You could do it in Keith Lee's kind of hometown of Texas. He's from Texas. He's moved back to Texas. You could do it there.
Yeah, like I think that has legs. They could build it up that way. Yeah, it's clearly main event's a Dynamite. Main event's a Dynamite at least, but.
I would like to see a main event of Dynamite and not just a random Rampage.
Oh, you can't do Rampage. No, please not Rampage.
Like
I don't want to see that on at 10:30. Like, so.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, good match. Quite enjoyed it. And then we got to the main event. This was the moments that everyone talked about for multiple reasons. Let's start with the good stuff. Minoru Suzuki, Ring of Honor television champion, taking on Samoa Joe, Mimosa Joe, Ragosa Joe, Samosa Joe, in a wonderful match that just
I don't know slapping how tits all up and down the aisle, all up.
I don't know how you like getting smacked.
Just slapping titties. That's all they do. It was so good.
Slaps and chops. Just going for it. Great match. Again, I don't know if I was shocked to see Suzuki lose. No. So quickly because he's been in and out of the country, but he's also not signed to AEW or Ring of Honor, whereas Samoa Joe very clearly is. So it shouldn't have been a shock, but the match itself was great. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't know why I see Suzuki is everywhere. My God, he's wrestling absolutely everyone like all the time. The guy is a busy man. So. I don't have a ton of context still. Murder Grandpa.
You'll get there.
He likes slapping titties. That's all He
does.
He really
had
likes
a hell
that.
of a week.
Yeah,
he had.
That's what I'm saying. He's wrestling everybody.
Had a match last night. I think against Tomohiro Ishii at the New Japan Chicago show. That was really fun. Suzuki's out. Blake Christian. He had Speedball. He's had everybody. He
wrestled Kevin Blackwood this week.
He had Blackwood at the top of the week. Like he's had everybody.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Loved it.
So just a really fun match. And then of course Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt are at ringside. They're finally using Jay Lethal in a way that makes sense. I also want to shout out the fact that Jay Lethal left Ring of Honor to join AEW because he didn't know what was going to happen to Ring of Honor. And then Ring of Honor gets purchased by the guy whose company he jumps to. So what does the guy do? He puts him back in Ring of Honor. I'm a fan of that. I think it's a hilarious little funny pop. Either way, they come out, they're sitting ringside and then they've got this box and it's a gift box. And they open up the box and no, it's not a dick in a box. It's a middle finger in a box. Jay Lethal gives him the finger. I thought it was cute. You could have gone off the air at that point. But then the lights go out. and the lights go back up, and Satnam Singh is in the ring, and nobody knows who Satnam Singh is yet.
Which was great. I don't know who Satnam Singh is, and they're like NBA guy, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
Exactly. And you know what? I think a lot of people agree. I think most of us agree that the debut wasn't the problem. The way in which he debuted was it.
Everyone got so much anger about it. They're like, oh, they ruined it. And I was like, that was kind of dumb, but like, it's also wrestling. So they literally do something that's very dumb every single week on every show. Like, it's I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, I don't know. Tony Khan loves turning out the lights, but like half the stuff y'all have been excited for, I don't know who these people are. Like, he could have been from New Japan. And I'm just like, okay.
It's all about expectation setting. And if you don't set expectations for yourself, lower them. Just lower them. Whatever you talk yourself into. Yeah, whatever you talk yourself into, do not get married to the idea, because chances are not happening.
Like, lights went out and I was like, oh, something's happening. Oh, it's a very tall guy. Okay, cool. Very tall guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's tall going out there doing tall things. Like,
former NBA, I guess he was drafted by the Mavs. I don't know if he ever played for the Mavs. Had himself a debut. Not great, by the way. I mean, he came in, he didn't look amazing.
He did tall guy stuff, like what all the tall guys do. Like,
but then they brought him out at Battle of the Belts, and we'll talk about that in a minute, where he looked a million times better. I think
they heard it and they fixed it. That's good.
They did good damage control.
Yeah.
That's really what matters here. And we had this ridiculousness with Tony Khan saying on Busted Open Radio, you know, someone pitched it to me. Nobody refuted the idea of doing lights on, lights out, lights on, lights off. So we went with it, and we clearly made a mistake. And then people started jumping on Tony Khan, just being like, oh, throwing someone under the bus. And I'm like, no, he didn't really throw anyone under the bus. He just said, this is what happened in the writer's room. And like, at the end of the day, yeah, the buck stops at Tony. He made the decision. In fact, he said, someone pitched it. No one refuted it. Therefore, I said that we should do it. And I'm the first person to say Tony Khan, yada, 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 needs to stop, yada, yada. Like, I'm the first guy to say that. But in this case, there was no reason.
No, the answer is they were in a meeting. Nobody had a better idea, so they just went with it because they had to do the show. Like,
yeah. And again, like, people came up with a million better alternatives for Satnam Singh's debut. Have him run through the crowd. Have him sit with the two guys.
How is running through the crowd better? Then you just have a scary random tall man scaring the hell out of everyone running through the crowd. Like,
in wrestling culture, lights on, lights off is a big deal.
Oh,
but it is. No, but it is. It is
the wrestling culture. Oh,
come on, no, stop it. You know very well that if you turn off the lights, you're thinking like Undertaker. You're thinking it's someone big.
Return normally. A return is what I would normally expect, but that has not been the case in AEW. It's been a debut, so it fits the narrative of AEW. Like, it's been a debut, it doesn't need and it's a debut. And like, here's the thing. Again, it's a debut, and like a lot of the exciting debuts for people, like, I don't know who they are either. So it's like, okay, lights out, needs a debut.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, it was just not well planned out. It wasn't well received, and then they fixed it, which, you know, fine by me. And then on top of it, we learned that Tony Khan has a quote unquote announcement on Wednesday.
What? I didn't know this.
Ratings dipped under 1 million, so Tony Khan.
Oh my god!
They got it. So TK has to do so. Anyway, yes, I really want this. I really need Tony Schiavone to do insane. That would be fantastic.
Maybe later on, like let's do a slow build to it. He'll turn face at some point, and then when he runs in to save someone, Tony Schiavone busts it out.
And by the way, I need to add that I like the idea of Satnam Singh with Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt for multiple reasons, and having a feud with Samoa Joe, Mimosa Joe, Ragosa Joe, Samosa Joe. I like the idea of doing this because you have 3 guys working with Satnam Singh, who is brand new to the business, and they obviously see big things in him. And to have this guy be around these talented veterans working with and working against, I think it's perfect for him. I think that's the way to put it. And that's the way to start him. And if that ends up being a Ring of Honor specific feud, even better. If you can put that on a Ring of Honor product, that's even better. Tony's got an announcement.
What is it?
Super J-Cast this week pretty much figured it out. And supposedly in August in Chicago, there's a plan for a AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling joint event.
Okay.
And that's going to be potentially the announcement.
Seems fine.
I don't think it's a signing because normally they say, the announcement is a signing and they're facing so-and-so in a something or other type of match. This time it seems to be that what they're going to do is this AEW New Japan thing.
That's
mishmash.
Fine. That'd be good.
That is fine. Mox last night at the New Japan show said that he was challenging Tanahashi, and he wants Tanahashi at the Washington D.C. show in May. So I was hoping for Mox and Tana at this event, but clearly not the case. People are asking where's it going to be. I've heard United Center in Chicago, which is the biggest venue that AEW has run before and would work for this event. It's an 18,000 something seat arena, so you can easily fill it up with fans who would fly in for it. It's not in the middle of nowhere like the Now Arena in Chicago. It's not Wintrust, which is, I think, 10,000, 13,000. It's a pretty big arena for this one. It'd be fun. It'd be a good show to watch. I know it's not big on you right now because you're not the biggest New Japan fan.
I just don't know them.
That's fine. But you've seen some of these guys come through.
A couple. I remember
and I'm seeing it in the chat, by the way. I see it in the chat. Some people are just like, okay, fine, it's not a big deal. For some people, it's going to be that way, and that's totally fine. It's going to be up to AEW to educate the fans who don't know about New Japan. And they've had a few. Like Tanahashi's shown up on their programming, and Suzuki's been on their shows multiple times. They've had multiple New Japan stars show up and do the thing. So
when Mox faced that guy who I no longer remember,
Yuji Nagata.
Yeah, Yuji Nagata. When they had that match, they built it well, and I was looking forward to it. It was a damn good match. So.
Yeah, so there's a lot of potential there, a lot of crossover, and it would be good stuff to do it in the United Center. I think it would sell out. And in August, again, if you look at what's WWE doing around that time, SummerSlam is late July this year, so it's not going to compete directly with SummerSlam. It's a good opportunity in the middle of August to put on a big event like this. You can do Kojima versus Mox. They did Kojima versus Mox.
No, that's
a good point,
Montana.
Yeah. So there's gonna be good times, and I'm excited for that. That seems to be what we're looking at. We'll find out on Wednesday on Dynamite when he debuts. I don't know. He signs Kyle and King finally. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I don't need any more wrestlers. That's where I'm at with it. Just do better with what you have.
What did you think of? Did you watch Rampage?
Yep.
What did you think of the Ruby Soho versus Robin Renegade match with the Twin Magic and the chicanery there? What did you think?
I mean, it's good they're building other women because I don't know who these people are, and now I do. They got a twin thing going.
So they had a match not too long ago on Rampage, and the Renegade twins, I think they were fed to Nyla Rose, or at least it was something like that. And it was a good match. It was good enough. The Renegade twins are also coming from Mission Pro, which is Thunder Rosa's program or Thunder Rosa's school / promotion out in Texas. So it made sense. And also the Renegade twins just have a little something going on. There's a charisma there. I like it. I like the Twin Magic thing. I thought it was so silly, but also so good for this whole matchup. I didn't love that it ended with Ruby still winning. Yeah. And then afterwards, they kind of pointed out that the twins were together walking up the ramp in defeat. And Ruby just looks at, I think it was the referee was Bryce Remsburg. And they just look at each other and they're confused. And they're like, okay, whatever. They just celebrate.
Still won. Who cares?
Yeah, it was cutesy, but it was a little cutesy for me. But I enjoyed it.
I thought it was okay. I think they were just introducing these people. Yeah, again, I don't understand this bracket. I guess some people have to qualify. So Ruby's gonna whenever I hate when they have a tournament and it's a tournament match and one of the competitors is and waiting in the ring is so the loser
of the match. Yeah, but once in a while they get you back. Because said person you expect to be the loser ends up winning. Doesn't mean that they're going to go far in the brackets, but at least they have that little Cinderella story. Once in a while it works, but you can't do it with every tournament that you do.
No.
And this wasn't the case. I didn't expect Ruby Soho to lose to the Renegade twins. I think that there is if there was a chance for the Renegade Twins to qualify in like a last, this is an NXT thing where if you've lost, you can requalify in a last chance match. They don't do that in AEW as far as we can see. Therefore, we're not going to see it. But I would love to have seen, the Renegade Twins show up in that Owen Hart Cup, because it would have been interesting to me to watch them go far.
Yeah,
but we're not going to see that. We're not allowed to see that. Okay, we're not. Anyway,
no, you'll get Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm, and you'll like it. That's what the fans wanted, and that's what they got.
Yes, a perfectly wholesome match.
For no other reason than they wrestled in Japan and Europe and all over.
Yes, a very similar trajectory, and absolutely nothing about their looks.
Nothing.
AEW World Champion Adam Hangman Page took on Adam Cole Bebe in the main event of Rampage. Rampage, by the way, was really fun. They did it live, and they did it at 7 p.m. Eastern, which honestly, if wrestling's going to be on an hour before SmackDown, let's keep doing that. If wrestling ends at 9:58 p.m. Eastern every Friday night, let's do it. They're back to the normal time next week, but like this week was nice for that.
Yeah, because then I might watch Rampage and leave my house. Whereas if Rampage is on 11, probably not in my house. So
yes, good match, really good match, really fun match. Again, you had the blood, you had the steel chairs, you had the story.
You had some blood. There was a blading attempt, and then some hard, I assume hard style stuff from Hangman. Did he get kicked in the face, or did he blade his chin?
I think he got kicked in the face a little too hard.
Yeah.
I do like that the story they were telling included how hard does Adam Page want to go? How bad does he want to get? Because at one point he takes out the barbed wire steel chair. This is going to the end of the match. Goes to the barbed wire steel chair after he had wrapped up Adam Cole's arm into the ropes, and the whole time commentary is just yelling like, "How is he really going to do this? Is he really going to do this? Our champion!" And then of course Adam Cole low blows him as Page is trying to unbuckle him from the top rope. The match itself really fun, good story told. That dead eye, was it dead eye off of the table?
Yeah,
or onto the table,
off of the apron into the great spot. That backbreaker on the chairs. Just like, gnarly. Oh my god! Thank God for physics. Just rolled right off, but like it would have.
Cole loves taking that spot because it looks so gnarly when he takes it. Anyway, the whole crown of thorns thing made me laugh. I had a good laugh about that. As a Jewish man, people were just like, this is upsetting towards Easter and it's Good Friday. And I'm like, happy Passover. So anyway, they did the finish onto the table. My God, Adam Page looked like he landed on Cole's head when he went down.
Squished his little head. Poor guy.
Yeah. Pinned him 1, 2, 3. I guess that's the end of Adam Cole. Period. He's dead now. It's over. He's dead. But you know what? That's the beauty of Adam Cole, baby. I don't think people remember this. Adam Cole has died before, and he is risen again.
He has risen again.
And like here we are.
And with the third match, he will rise again. Well, okay. They did a spot where he was talking to him, and he's like, "You'll never beat me. You'll never beat Kenny Omega." And I was like, "Wait, didn't he already beat you?" Like not that long ago. But was it mic'd in the crowd? Like it sounded like that was in the arena mic'd.
I don't know, because again, they've done work.
Like, I didn't know.
They have parabolic mics in AEW and in WWE. They've gotten better about that. So
so odd. Anyway, it's cool. Whole thing.
A little strange, but at the same time, it worked. The way that they were telling the story. I agree with you. It felt a little strange that Cole was like, "You'll never beat me."
He's like, he just did.
But I
guess he's just that delusional.
Good for him. It's time for Adam Cole Bebe to rise.
Oh, it might have been "You'll never be me." You'll never. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You'll never be.
Thanks,
okay,
yeah.
fine.
That makes more sense.
I guess it makes a lot more sense considering he can't physically be those people.
No, it's impossible. Everyone else, you be yourself. Everyone else is taken.
Yeah, exactly. And then we got to Battle of the Belts. Now, before we talk about what everyone's going to want to talk about, let's go through the rest of this show real quick.
Battle of the Belts?
Actually,
That's kind of
Yeah,
how I
but-
watched it. So I didn't see the main event. So you're gonna have to fill me in. I assume
Well, the main
Thunder
event
Rosa
was
won.
Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose.
Yeah.
And now they put on a good match. It's worth going out of
Yeah.
your way to watch if you get a shot. Nyla Rose does not win the AEW championship, the AEW Women's
El
Championship.
Surprise! Perennial
Yeah,
first
exactly.
challenger, Nyla Rose.
But she didn't have Vicky Guerrero with her, so I'm looking forward to maybe Nyla moving forward.
Yeah.
We'll see about it. And we're going to start running to the exits because I got to get out of here. One for a lunch thing. But anyway, we got that. And then they had Jonathan Gresham defeat Dalton Castle with the boys. Good thing about that was they brought back Satnam Singh and he redeemed himself.
Good thing about that is I didn't know Dalton Castle existed, and I love him. I love him.
Did you not?
I did not know.
Go back and watch old stuff before he broke his back.
Oh my God, he is a very wide man. It is curious. Like I did not expect that when he took off his robe, and like his whole gimmick is amazing. I love it. I love it so much.
I think they did Dalton versus Cody at one of the final battles. Go ahead, watch that.
I might. I don't know why Jordan Grace's husband is an octopus. I guess because he's a submission guy.
Yes, submission specialist.
Yeah. Okay. It's weird. It's jarring watching him come out with like after he cuts the backstager where he's got the glasses on and the suit, and then he comes out looking like Cthulhu cultist. Like,
yes.
I was just like, what? Okay.
Very strange. Yeah, so match happened. It was a good match. They adhered to the code of honor. Everyone shook hands. And then Satnam Singh comes out with Lethal and Dutt and beats the shit out of everyone, which was great. And again, that was the way that you fixed the Satnam Singh issue. I don't know how you're going to fix the following thing, and we don't have a lot of time to talk about it. So Sammy Guevara, we don't even need to do the video, we don't need to do the voice anymore. First of all, get your thumbs up now because it's all downhill from here. Sammy Guevara wins the TNT title for a third time.
He sure did.
What happened to the TNT Championship? A. 2. B. What the hell happened to the winning streak that Scorpio Sky was on? And
it's
C,
over now.
Now C. Who gets to keep the second TNT Championship that was around Dan Lambert's waist?
That was gifted to Dan Lambert. It is Dan Lambert's now. No,
but
you
is
know
it?
what's
Is
going
he
to happen?
keep
You know what's
wearing
going to happen? Scorpio Sky is going to take it back, and he's going to start wearing and be like, "I never lost. You cheated. You a cheating guy. You cheated."
Big schmoz finish.
I'm gonna be bored by all of that because I don't really care.
Even Sammy
a great little after thing. Though.
Yes, who by the way needed stitches after that spot with Sammy outside in the ring and all that. Sammy Ty turning heel. What do you think? We gonna do it?
Maybe. I think they might. I think they might learn from what happened with Cody. I don't think they're dumb, but
I think they'll do favors as requested of them. Either way, I'm wondering what they're going to do with the TNT title. Remember how Tony Khan says all the time?
Hopefully, hot shot it. Just pass it around to a bunch of different people.
But the problem has been Tony Khan has said, I had the first 4 AEW World Champions planned out. I had the first 4, blah blah blah. Does he have a plan with the TNT title? And how much of it changed when Cody left?
I just think he's scatterbrained. I think he's got too much going on. Like,
possible.
I couldn't keep track of this. Like, there's so much to program every week. You've got another company now that probably needs a TV deal. There's just a lot to manage there. So, and I don't know that he's done the best job of delegating because there's no writers, right? It's just let the wrestlers do whatever. So this is the end result of that.
Yeah, and again, match was fine. It was just the end was weird. I know a lot of people are waiting for Miro to come back because Miro and Sammy have the history. But why not start building some other people for the TNT title?
I would love to see Miro and Kip Sabian do something.
It's going to be Darby again after he wins the coffin match this coming Wednesday.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to get out of here. I got to get to a lunch. We're good, so we're going to cut it short. Tim, where can the people find you on the internet?
Yeah. So Tim Stone P, TIMBSTONEP. You can find me if you
Fightful Overbooked. Just find him on Fightful Overbooked. He's here with us every Sunday at noon Eastern here at Tim and Joel Pod. There's content every day. FightfulOverbooked.com. I'm at Joel Pearl, JoelPearl. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. I apologize that we're cutting this quickly. However, we'll be back again very soon. And enjoy the rest of your Easter. Happy Easter, happy Passover, happy holidays. Go enjoy it. Get some grass touching going.